From High Point, North Carolina, the town also known as Little Chicago, it's time for the Friday Night Gamble! Featuring Matt Walsh and his co-host, the pride of Charlottesville, Virginia, Raymond Hitman Brooks. I'm your MC, Tony P, and tonight's special guest is none other than Mason Keck. Woo! Grab a clubtail, grab a cocktail, grab whatever you need. Sit back and turn up the volume as we roll the dice.
Awesome, man! Awesome!
Hi, honey! How's it going? I think my voice reverberated through the speaker back there. Cool. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Friday Night Gamble. If you're tuning in, you're probably hearing Showbud down there. He's riled up. He's ready to party. We've been on vacation for a week. You know how it is, Ricky Baker.
Oh, man,
What'd you do for Thanksgiving, man?
You know, man, just had some turkey and, whatever.
Right,
and just,
right.
Still eating turkey.
Well, when was, yeah.
Yeah, man.
Did it, man.
Well, listen, if you're watching this thing, we're back on the air. We took last week off for Thanksgiving, but share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with those people you unfriended over politics, whatever. Everybody, even the people you don't like out there, share it with them too, because they need to see this too. We're trying to get this thing bumped up. Anyway, folks, we got to thank our sponsors first of all. One of them is apparently Showbud. And
He is riled up, isn't
he's
he?
pretty riled up.
He hates
I
Bob.
think we've got company downstairs. But anyway, I have to thank our sponsors, our good friend up there in Colorado, Mr. Todd Doc Sigmeyer. He makes these things called Rocky Mountain Slides. We're going to use one tonight on the old.
Used to tonight, man.
Oh, well. So I'm guessing that you gave that to him, did you not?
No, that's what he uses
Yes.
too.
Oh, that's you. That's just
Yeah,
what
swamp
you use.
frog, man.
Swamp frog. We got a whole box of them swamp frogs over there. Maybe we should just give away some tonight. What do you
That's
think?
cool, man.
No.
Maybe I might do some
awesome.
swamp frogs. So any guitar players out there and want to do some picks in the jar, and maybe give away some of these swamp frogs. Hey, I like that. So anyway, we're probably gonna lay some pipe here on the old dobro, and yeah, that's right.
Buddy Hardwood.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Everybody knows old Buddy Hardwood. But anyway, also our other sponsor of the night is Club Tales, the cocktail in a can. We're drinking the old standby Sunny Margarita.
Woo!
Oh, let's go ahead and pop
That's my dancing name.
a tail.
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
well, I see
I
Mason's
knew
already
it, girl.
popped. Okay, all right. Well, let's do a team drink out there with our fans. Tails up.
Tails up.
That's awesome, man. That's cool.
And it looks like we got some people coming on the set here.
Yeah,
Some
we have to get
Gamble fans
creative
here.
on seating.
There's minimal seating. Brittany and Tyler. Brittany and Tyler are on the set right now. How y'all doing?
How y'all doing?
Give a big. You don't
Howdy.
have to be quiet. This
Howdy,
isn't
howdy.
like
No,
this isn't like
just
Sunday
come on.
school.
Hey, man.
Y'all don't have to crawl. How's everybody doing? You doing all right?
Yeah. sit
How's the
down.
ride down?
If you can clear that
Long
off.
but good. Dark.
Long but good, dark. All right, well that's fine. Tonight our guest is Mason Keck. How you been doing, brother?
Good, man. How you been?
Well,
Man,
you know,
you been nice.
you said that we had met before. I don't remember it, but I'm considering this our first meeting, and it is a pleasure.
It's been probably a decade or more.
Has
So
it
it's like a new beginning there, right?
And speaking of standbys, we got our old buddy Drew.
Howdy, howdy.
He's back on.
What's up, Drew?
Yeah,
Welcome back.
Favorites, man.
Happy to be here. Happy to be
yeah,
here.
man. Happy to have you, man. And Hitman, what's been going on with you? What's your Thanksgiving like, man?
Oh, it was nice, man.
Go up to Charlottesville?
No, I was here.
You were here? Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Just taking out some hits. That's all.
Taking out some on Thanksgiving?
Mission accomplished.
Cold blooded.
Yeah, that's my man. That's my man.
Working man. Always, yeah.
You get overtime on Thanksgiving, though, right? It's a holiday.
Go.
Hits on turkey and ham.
Get it, baby. Get it. Get it.
But Mason Keck, how you been doing, man? What's been going on? You got today's a big day for you. Mason, if you aren't aware, is in the popular rock band around called Jive Mother Mary, and they just released a new single today.
Yeah, so we recorded a song a while back in Nashville, a place called Pentaveret. Art Studios.
Yeah, right.
Awesome.
I think
man.
Drew just recorded a record.
Yeah. So my band actually
Yeah.
went out and recorded with Drew at the same studio.
Yeah.
That's
Very
cool.
good.
Yeah, so we
man.
recorded
That's cool.
recorded that track and 6 others,
All right.
and we released a video today for that one. And
Saw that.
on,
It's
on
cool.
streaming platforms.
And if anybody's familiar with the band, and the video, it will give you an inside look at the recording process from what y'all do for the track.
Yeah,
pretty
so-
much. Talk about that.
So our buddy Justin came out and filmed.
Good footage too.
Man, yeah,
he
he's
really did a
got a
good
really
job.
good eye.
Yeah, he did.
And,
Justin really well put
Justin
together.
Gartman.
Justin Gartman, yeah, we're really thankful.
How you
for
doing,
him.
Justin? Shout out to you.
Yeah. So he came out and he did that, and we had done some demos of the tracks in Floyd, Virginia, at this cabin. Our friends Rodney and Jason and Melissa, they let us use this cabin, and we.
That's got to be a cool vibe to.
Man, yeah, it was really
yeah,
cool.
for
And
sure.
the tracks, we worked out all the bugs in the tracks at that
Yeah.
point, so we knew what we wanted to do, and we took some live footage then at the same time, just at the end. We were like, shit, man, let's run through the song a few times.
Yeah.
And it ended up working out. They ended up working to the same tempo and everything. So
Well,
it worked out well.
before we dive into you and how you got into all this stuff, how did talk about Jive Mother Mary? First of all, where does that name come from? Because I read today, looking up some of your stuff and everything, that was a goof on a lyric or something like that.
Yeah, so there was a band from Raleigh in the '90s called Cry of Love.
Okay.
A killer rock band. They had they only put 2 records out, but they've played collectively since then with like Sheryl Crow and Leonard Skinner and Alvin Youngblood Hart,
Oh,
Joe
yeah.
Perry, like anybody.
that rocks, man,
Aldi
that
Freed's
rocks.
guitar player.
Right.
But they had a line in one of their songs. The line is "Diamonds buried in my debris," and I always thought he said diamonds, or he goes "Diamonds buried," and I always thought he said "Jive Mother Mary."
Right.
So that's where the name came from.
Very
but,
cool.
But yeah, me
Get it,
and
man.
my buddy
Get it.
Fluff, we started it probably 13 or 14 years ago.
And what does he play?
He plays drums.
Okay.
Seth Aldridge, we call him Fluff. He's got curly hair and he used to keep it real short, so we always had like a fluffy afro.
Okay.
But
So this band's how old now? Did you say 7 years ago?
14.
14 years
Yeah,
ago.
14
Okay,
years.
so you
Yeah,
guys
that
have been a long
rocks.
time.
Yeah, man, that's
How
like
many albums?
we've done 2 full length, 3 EPs, and then we're about to put out 7
This new one,
songs.
right,
So,
yeah.
So this will be our 6th release, I guess.
Very cool. Very cool.
But yeah, man, Fluff was the first drummer I ever really played with, and our buddy Schultz. Fluff had gone to school with Schultz in like middle school, and he moved away for a bit. When he came back, he joined the band. He's been in the band for probably 10 or 11 years now, I would say.
Well, I listened to your albums this week, and it's a cool evolution of the band. I mean, you guys, the first album almost has some. It reminded me at times of just not sounded like, but I hear things like early Fleetwood Mac, like Peter Green.
Yeah,
It's
man.
like it's kind of a
Awesome,
different
man.
take on blues music,
It
which
was-
is
yeah,
always interesting.
It was more blues centered, and
but not traditional blues.
Right,
The
right.
thing about blues these days is with current blues, it's just in the toilet. I think it really is. But what I heard sounded really good.
cool, man. Yeah,
It really
blues
did.
is a weird subject because like I like blues inspired stuff.
Yeah.
But it's tough to find people that do traditional blues really well.
Well, it is, man, and it's such a worn out thing.
But-
I mean, tradition is great, and it's I appreciate that stuff. But I just man, I'd rather just watch old White and the Hawkins video.
Yeah, but everything I do is rooted in the blues.
Exactly. I get that.
My first introduction to that was
Yes.
like people like Jimmy Page,
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin,
Sure.
or Deep Purple, rock and roll stuff, and then I kind of worked backwards to where those dudes, where they got their stuff.
Well, it's a cool take on it, man. The way that you put it into that first album, it kind
Thank
of
you,
sounds like it has that. I'd say Fleetwood Mac because those guys, if they would have kept going, them play on that last record,
Yeah.
that kind of that Peter Green was on.
It's all really guitar centered stuff.
It is, but it takes that kind of traditional stuff, but takes it somewhere else, And I think that's
Yeah.
what those guys, cats like Muddy Waters, Howlin' Wolf. I think they'd say, "Hey, man, don't copy my music. Just take it somewhere else."
Absolutely,
That's
yeah.
that's the thing. That's a great record. So, how did you get started playing music?
My dad played music.
When did you start?
Man, I was probably. I got a guitar when I was like 5, but I didn't.
Oh, wow.
I didn't really play it till I was probably 9 or 10.
So parents play?
My dad played in the 80s, and so my dad and Drew's dad grew up together.
Oh, wow.
Awesome,
Okay, so
man.
that's why y'all
That's
all
cool,
so
man.
Yeah, they went to high school
Secrets
together.
out.
And
Put up a clip on you.
his dad was would run sound and do all sorts of stuff, and they were
Okay.
always together, and
That's very cool.
so we we
Y'all
kind
are
of grew
chummy
up.
too.
Yeah.
Very cool, man.
And yeah, man, it's kind of morphed from all sorts of stuff, you know. I started playing around the house, watching my dad's band play, and that's really where I kind of really cut my teeth, I guess. I would watch what they were doing and mimic them.
What's the difference between growing up in a household like that versus, you know, having to go and just kind of learn off records or?
Man, well, I did that too. You know, I was just lucky.
I mean,
to
I'm
have,
sure you did,
Yeah, I
but-
was just lucky to have people that could tell me if I was doing stuff right or
Right.
wrong. You know what I mean?
So
And
you
they-
had that benefit.
Yeah, and
don't quit.
they weren't like, get out of here, kid. You know, they were like, yeah, man, come
They
do this
just kind
shit.
of check
you
you
know?
out and let you know.
And yeah, man, you know, they would let me at the end of practice when they would take breaks. You know, they'd let me come up there and jam a song or whatever.
Right.
I just kind of figured it out from there. You know, just watched what they did, and they lucky enough they were also all really good musicians. You know, they all were doing. I mean, mainly Southern rock covers, Allman Brothers and old blues stuff. You know, they would do all the blues standards and all the Southern rock standards, basically. But that's kind of, I guess, what I cut my teeth on, I reckon.
You play any other instruments?
No, not really, man. Just sing and play guitar. Anything else, I'm just dangerous enough on to not really want to do it.
Right. Like any other genres other than?
Man, you know, I mean, I play the music that the band plays spans all sorts of stuff.
Gumbo.
I mean, it's kind of Brit rock, blues. I try to incorporate some finger picking in, but we do a lot of. I try to say the band sounds like Aerosmith meets the Eagles, if that makes sense.
Oh wow.
A lot of big rock riffs and big rock songs, but with strong vocals.
I think the newer stuff, at least that one tune, sounds like Pink Floyd playing Leonard Skinner.
I'll take that.
The one that just came out today?
Not the
That's
new one.
awesome,
He's heard some
man.
other
I
stuff.
get it,
Yeah,
man.
some other
Yet
stuff
to
will
be-
come out. Yeah. But yeah, I'll take that, absolutely. That's a good thing to shoot for, I reckon.
So, Hitman, as a drummer, what questions would you ask him about guitar?
When you play with a drummer, you said your guy that you were playing with. Do you play off the rhythms that he play, or you just do your own thing? He just hangs with what your how you're strung on the guitar.
We kind of figured just almost just throw darts at the board at first, you know, and then we'll just kind of say, hey, does this fit? Does that fit?
Lock
You know,
it in.
we'll both say, hey, do we like this? Do we like that? And like I said, you know, he's the first drummer I ever really played with, so at this point we kind of almost, I think, when we play, at least for our
It's just
band,
Right.
yeah, when we play for our band, you know, it's just kind of, we know what we're looking for, what each other's looking for.
Okay.
And, you know, when we jam on stuff, as a whole, we just kind of like, everybody will be like, oh, I like that, or I didn't like that. But I think at this point, everybody's kind of figured out what each other kind of likes, I guess.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
That's fantastic. I noticed you have a family thing that runs through your whole thing. You know, you have a tight connection. Your drummer has been a long time thing.
Yeah,
with the band.
yeah.
Your
Everybody
dad
has
has been
been,
a long time thing. So it's been a real
It's good to have close
line
to
of connection there. And
That's
it's really
awesome,
cool to have
man.
those kind of relationships and to keep them going that long. You know, I mean, obviously you and your dad are gonna.
Yeah. But man, yeah, it's cool to have that for sure.
It is, very cool,
It adds a
man.
different
Very
element.
cool.
You know.
Well, talking about Jive Mother Mary, why don't you do the new one that you guys did?
Okay.
And we'll let y'all do this one
Hey,
by
man,
yourself.
rock
I
it
thought
out,
this would be a
man.
good one to-
So this song's called "Hope It Ain't That Bad." It's on Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff. Today, yeah.
And
And
check out
Awesome,
and check out the
man.
video.
Do it.
All right.
Yeah, it's on YouTube, it's on Facebook, all that stuff. Jive Mother Mary.
What's
it's
y'all's
called.
YouTube channel?
It's just Jive Mother Mary.
Jive Mother Mary.
Yeah, Jive Mother Mary.
There you
Yeah.
go.
It's called "Hope It Ain't That Bad."
Lay it
Come
on.
2. The wind came in with a warning on her breath. There's a storm coming. Lord, you better get running. Cutting down my path. There won't be nothing left. I'll be bearing down. Hope it ain't that bad. Hope it ain't that bad. I am underwater over my head. Don't leave us out here lying, left for dead. Could be the worst we've ever had. But I hope it ain't that bad. Storm laid waste, start out on the coast. Then the next one came, bringing all the rain. 3 long weeks, this town looked like a ghost. All the damage done, it hurt everyone. Hope it ain't that bad. Hope it ain't that bad. I am underwater over my head.
Sounds like you, Dickerman.
Don't leave us out here lying, left for dead. Could be the worst we've ever had. But I hope it ain't that bad. Enough to drive a man insane when he realizes it'll never be the same. It'll never be the same. I hope it ain't that bad. Hope it ain't that bad. I am underwater over my head. Don't leave us out here lying, left for dead. Could be the worst we've ever had. But I hope it ain't that bad.
Woo!
Hope it ain't that bad.
Ooh. Great.
So tell everybody about the website and how they can get this music and this new single.
Yeah, so the website is jivemothermary.com.
Yeah.
J-I-V-E Mother Mary. I gotta spell that because I talk like a redneck. People don't
Yeah,
understand.
me too, man. I get it.
You know, but
I get it, man.
yeah, Facebook, Instagram, all of it's Jive Mother Mary. But it's all it's on all your streaming platforms. You can get it on the website. You can get it on iTunes. Wherever you get your music, you can get it more or less.
Okay. All right.
Oh, music, man.
What you got here, man?
Well, what inspired you as far as your the way you play? Do you model off of someone, or is this your own?
I love all sorts of stuff. I started out listening to a lot of like really guitar heavy stuff, and then I got into more songwriter stuff. But I love all sorts of stuff. I love R&B music. I love traditional folk music. But I try to, I guess our band kind of sits in like a certain vein as far as like, it's rock and roll, and I just try to incorporate whatever elements I'm feeling at the time. Be it if it's a little more funky or if it's a little more folky. Our band kind of sits in a weird thing because I think a lot of times people like to put labels on groups, you know, so they can say, oh, this is what I like. And a record of ours kind of spans a lot of stuff, so
It's good.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that.
I like variety, and I think that I think that's kind of something that we do pretty well.
Well,
while
you know,
changing our
the
other
thing-
sound.
Awesome, man.
The
It's
thing
awesome.
is, I mean, is that, you know, is a painter supposed to paint the same painting
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
over and over again?
That's right.
Drew, you know this man better than any of us do.
Yeah, I reckon.
You
so.
ought to ask him a question, and my God,
Oh man,
he looks like he's about ready to break in a damn house
He
tonight.
does. He looks
Is that what's on the
He
agenda? When you guys leave, is
This
that
is-
what's, is this what,
he was
are
the
you
dude-
his driveway guy, or what's going on?
He was the dude from Home Alone. He was the guy from
I'm
Home
not putting
Alone.
off.
That's my guy over here,
I'm
man.
not
This
putting off
guy.
burglar vibes. Is that what it is? I didn't. This is what we
You
go.
do look like you're about to.
He looks like he's about to
Steal
break in the
somebody's
house,
car.
Tony P.
I know.
Or arrest somebody for breaking into
Yeah,
a
or
house.
yeah, he could be high. He could be high.
Yeah,
blood pressure.
yeah, you're right.
Either way, you've known him longer than anybody. What would you like to ask him that you've never asked him?
Oh man, that's tough there.
Why?
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 Why what? Y'all known each other a long time.
That's a very general, yeah.
Why are y'all breaking in this house tonight?
Yeah.
Why did they figure out our deal?
Oh Lord.
Look
I don't
who's
know,
on the
man.
scene. My God.
I know.
All the way in from London.
You guys were kenneled up downstairs. They let you out.
And his hair was perfect.
I don't
What do
know.
you want? What do you want for Christmas? That's what you know. We said something about
That's
that.
what you should have asked me, man.
What do you want for Christmas?
I want a Steely Dan T-shirt.
No, you can't have it. You want a Steely Dan
Cat
T-shirt?
Stevens T-shirt.
Cat Stevens.
Which album?
Oh, he don't like Cat Stevens.
Nah.
No.
He doesn't like
No
Cat
Cat
Stevens.
Stevens for this one. No Cat Stevens for this one.
Yeah.
You want to do how many picks?
Is my favorite.
My
It is
favorite.
good.
Folks, tonight we're going to get. Hey, Mason, man. Pull out that Rocky Mountain slide again that you got there. I don't have one on hand.
You like
Oh my
Steely Dan?
last.
Oh, it lasts, yeah.
What's that?
So, yeah.
Talk about this thing.
Oh yeah.
Talk it up a little
So,
bit.
man,
Yeah.
Yeah.
interesting story
Yes,
behind
sir.
this.
Yes, sir.
I got a buddy named Will Lowe that owns a killer guitar store, Lowe Vintage.
Low vintage instruments. Yeah.
And he gave me a slide, this one, and I have special, I like this one, but I don't know, I think it's because I didn't know what it was for forever.
Right.
But he gave me the slide forever ago because I was really getting into slide. And he's like, man, I don't ever use this thing. And I fell in love with the slide, and I could never figure out what it was. I thought it was some random bottle, you know.
Right.
And we played with a band called Otis. They're from Kentucky. And they also are sponsored by Doc and Rocky Mountain Slides.
And they put the finger on it there.
Well, yeah, I pulled it out of my pocket immediately. Steve Jewell, their guitar player, he was like, yeah, that's Greg Martin's signature slide. And he's like, God damn, mystery solved. You know,
Yeah.
finally, for like 3 years. And so I hit him up, and now I have some reserves.
I've known Doc for almost 20 years, and man, what a fine fella he is. He's a cool cat. He's into old sci-fi movies and that kind. Yeah, man.
I love the
You'd
stickers.
like Doc.
I love the stickers.
You'd like Doc Tony
Yeah.
P.
I love the stickers that come with it.
Oh yeah, he's fantastic. Check him out, RockyMountainSlides.com. But if you guess how many picks are in the jar tonight, we will send you one of these. What are they? Frog slide?
Swamp Frog.
Swamp frog slide. Yeah,
That's
we
what
will
they're
send you
called,
one.
Swamp Frog.
And
Greg Martin's signature.
Come on, Rody, shake him up for him.
Man.
Shake them up a little bit. Shake them up. Would you like to do a little dance party, Brody? Are you into that tonight? I mean, did you gain some?
He looks like he has some pent-up energy. He needs to.
You down? All right. Let's go ahead, Tony P. Let's get those lights on.
There you go.
Let's just do something to eat.
now.
My God, my golly.
Good God Almighty.
Well, we've been on the blues kind of thing. Why don't you do that? Why don't you do some kind of something else? What else you got?
I got one of these we can jam on. It's called I Tried to Let Go. So this is one of the first songs I ever wrote with Schultz, the other guitar player in the band. We wrote it years and years ago. You got the E harp on this guy? So yeah, riff on this one, man. You have some fun.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yes, sir. So what inspired that one? Talk about it a little bit.
Oh man, you know, I remember specifically. I didn't have lyrics. I had the riff for that song, and I had a phone recording. And at the very beginning of the phone recording, either me or my buddy Schultz goes, "Yeah, I tried to let go," and I was like, "Oh shit!" Man,
You know what?
that's perfect. You know?
That is amazing because the reason I asked that question is because when I listened to that song, I thought to myself, somebody had to say, that's the reason I let go.
Yeah,
And that's exactly what the hell happened.
it was a set.
Now,
Like,
what about that, Tony?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure we were talking about, you know.
Have I been writing songs long enough that I can just predict why other people write their songs?
I believe you have.
It sounds
Yeah.
awesome,
Only about a few
man.
things.
Yeah.
It's only supposed to make you happy or make you sad.
Yeah.
One of the two,
That's
one of
it.
the two. What you got here, man?
I would love to hear your drummer with the rhythms that he played for this song.
Man, it's super.
Oh, it's fantastic. We can find it on YouTube.
Yeah,
It's
it's on
fantastic.
YouTube. It's all that track's called "I Tried to Let Go," and it's on. Shit, it's on. I think it's.
I think you're right.
I've got
You're
that
right.
one.
I've
Shit.
There's
I've
two
got- I'm
EPs.
backing up.
They all
I'm
get blurred right there because we kind of wrote all those songs at once, and I can't remember. which
Y'all
one.
recorded
I'm going to clarify. It is Big
Yeah,
City.
yeah.
Because
So-
I look at the
Right. And same thing, you know. Yeah, so yeah, we lived out in LA. We recorded those two records out there in LA, and part of it back at a studio called Dark Pine Studios back in Durham, North Carolina. But yeah, you know, Fluff can do whatever he wants. He's the baddest musician I know. He practices for like 6 or 7 hours a day, and he for real can play any style he wants. But he's like, in our band, he chooses to keep it. It's all about the groove, you know.
It's
It's not
got to be about
flashy.
the
It's
song.
not
It's got to
flashy.
be about the song.
And like that song has plenty of space to do whatever you want in there, but you know what I mean? He just lays back, super laid back.
80% of a recording is a drummer.
That's absolutely right.
the
Yeah,
pocket.
the pocket, man. It's all about the rhythm section.
You can really, I mean, honestly,
Bass and drums is the
when this
rhythm.
happens in the real world, folks out there with big music,
We love it.
you can
Hear
sound like
this,
absolute
man.
shit. But if you got a good drummer behind you,
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, you know.
Hey,
Ray.
Ray, love
Ray.
In-demand drummers, man. That's why they're in demand. You know?
well, listen, we always do this thing. We're going to do another song. Yeah, we got, and it's a good song. It's my favorite song that you sent me. Other than driving down the road with the cat burglar over here, what is?
Hey, man, I got a job for you, man. My
I don't
ex-wife,
think Drew
man.
cares.
My ex-wife,
I don't think
man.
Drew cares.
It takes balls to come on here and dress like this, folks.
Hey, man, my ex-wife.
What's the guy in Friday Night, man?
Friday night.
He's putting in the shape, Joe Pesci.
Hey, bro, I got a job for
yeah,
you.
Yeah, don't
He's a-
put
he's
him
a
in
funny
that
guy.
camp.
What?
He's not a fat
You
guy.
look like a
He's
cross
not a
between
fat guy.
Joe Pesci and the other guy. You look like-
You like a dude from Mission Impossible.
Well, other than riding down the road with the guys,
I've heard it all.
You're gonna get pulled
No,
over,
no.
man.
you
You're
guys
gonna
have
get pulled
done a
over.
lot of touring and stuff. Other than riding down the road with the burglar over here, what is your wildest story from the road?
Oh, dude, man, the funniest one. So we played this place in Myrtle Beach, or Myrtle's Inlet.
Oh Lord, this
And,
starts with Myrtle Beach.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in there, man.
Those are always the best stories.
Dirty Myrtle.
The first one that comes to mind, yeah. I don't know. I'll probably think
Can
of
you
other
tell
ones
it?
to that. Yeah, this one's
You can
it
tell
for
anything
TV,
on this.
you
You
know.
can tell anything
But no.
that you want to.
But this woman comes up to us at the beginning of this gig. She goes, "So you may not recognize me. I play the guitar in a little band called ACDC."
Me too, man. Me too. Me too.
So she's like, you know, we're like, you know, just whatever, talking to this woman, just, you know, teasing her, you know. And she comes up at set break with a blank piece of paper and says that she's got a contract for us to sign. We'll open for ACDC and Bad Company and some other band on tour. And, you know, like, just
Was this on a
blank piece
cruise
of paper.
ship?
Sign it, man. You make it hook it up, man.
So, you know, we're just like, you know, kind of just smiling and nodding and trying to be nice. Well, she runs up in the sound booth. The sound guy steps out and takes the phone call. And she runs up in the sound booth and grabs the board by the cables and picks it up and just starts shaking it around by the cables.
She's rocking
And
you all
of a
night
sudden,
long,
the
man.
whole PA just starts going. It sounded like a helicopter was landing on the roof. Like you could see the low wind rumbling, man. And they ended up having to cut power to the stage because we couldn't get the PA to cut. Everything was just going so haywire, couldn't get the stage to stop. So.
Goddamn,
Wow.
what's your second craziest story from the road?
I don't know, man.
Rocked you
Jesus.
all night long.
I think Drew knows a better story than what he shared.
She rocked you all night long,
More
man.
like a Rocky Mountain Slide T-shirt or something for that one. It's like the best story
Or that
from
time
the
you
road ever.
left the last call sitting by the.
You know what, man? I've done some stupid shit. I have
It's a Les Paul. We know where this is going.
So,
Broken neck, right?
No, man. Oh God, don't
That's
put
not
that
good.
on me, man. Don't put that on me.
No.
So my favorite guitar I've had for years and years, and it's gone with me a million places. And I always take it out of the van, because
Yeah.
you don't leave nice guitars in
No,
the van.
you don't. You don't leave any
Well,
guitars on there.
We played our friend's wedding, and we're all having
Good
a good
gig,
time at
man.
the wedding. We get back to the hotel. Well, I take the guitar out of the van and sit along the profile of the van.
Where were you at?
We're in Connecticut. And,
Ah,
Not
and so-
Myrtle Beach.
the Granite State, man. Fuck
So,
that place, man.
I gotta pee, and I'm like, well, I'm not waiting till we get on side. I'm just gonna pee in this field out here, So I go pee in the field. I look back at the van. I'm like, cool, everything's good. Well, the guitar case was in the shadow of the van. So go inside.
Sitting beside
Never
it.
even
The
sit beside the
shadow
van.
in
Never
the
even thought about it. Go inside. I remember watching Song Remains the
The
Same
shadow
with the
in
drummer
the
Fluff in the
van.
hotel room. And at the end, Jimmy Page hands his guitar off to Brody and just gets in the car. And I was like, I could never just leave my guitar like that, not know where it is.
But
And
you
it's fucking
could.
sitting in the parking lot. Clear as day, remember that shit. And I woke up the next morning and I was up for a few minutes, and then that shit just hit me, man, that I had
Oh,
left
and it's
that
panic
shit.
feeling.
Oh man, I was dry heaving, literally, like I was sick.
Do you
and
know that one night I came home? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh.
Finish the story.
Was it gone, man?
Well, it's a long story because I talk a lot, I reckon. But I'd already called the cops, filed a police report, the whole nine, man. I couldn't find it nowhere.
Right.
Somebody had said they saw it in the parking lot at 6 o'clock, and this was probably 8 o'clock, and it was gone since then. Somebody had put it on the bumper of the guitar of the van. Somebody had set it up there so it wasn't just sitting in the parking lot.
It's horseshit, man.
Gone at 8 o'clock or whatever. So, filed a police report. We're about to roll out, and I was like, let's just fucking look one more time, man. And Schultz, the other guitar player in the band, the car beside us had wrapped it up in a blanket, and the blanket had fallen over, and he could see a latch for the case. And so I called the cops back. I was like, well, we fucking solved it.
Found it.
And
I mean, we got it, man. We got it.
The guy said that he was going to turn it into the front desk, but by the time that all this shit had happened, it was almost 11.
He wasn't gonna
So
wrap
he
it
wasn't
up.
turn. He was going to take it down the road. And,
Fuck that guy, man. Fuck him, man.
it's funny. That's like the
No,
best.
listen, because it's funny. Because talk about Walmart. Musicians meet in Walmart. Musicians leave their cars in Walmart. This is a little known fact because you can't get your car towed at Walmart. You can't get it towed. I mean, people do this.
Yeah.
Tony B.
You can sleep along.
I can
man.
kind of see that. They got security, supposedly, a little level
Me and
up.
Buddy Hardwood have hung out over there. We know it for a fact. It's cool.
The best run-in with the police I've ever had. The police. The guy shows up and he goes, "Do we have to do this? Can we just go get some fucking pizza?" And I was like, immediately, I was fucking flipping out. And I was just like, all right, it's gonna be all right. And he was like, a woman drives this car.
Man,
And we're
you're
like,
awesome,
"A woman
dude. I
drives the car?"
love
He's like,
you.
yeah, you know how I know? We're like, how do you know? He's like, 'cause I'm a fucking cop. And then, he just screwed the whole situation over. So this dude, Officer Schneider, I will not forget that. Yeah. I swear to God. So he's probably 40. He's probably 40. And so the sergeant, we solved the case. We
Man, we got it, man. We got it.
I think because we had opened a police report and closed it, the sergeant or something had to come out. Somebody came out. that
It's
was the
official
higher
now,
rank.
man.
Gee whiz.
And so while we're there, the sergeant's like, "Show him your tattoo, Schneider." He's like, is that an order, Sarge? And the guy was like, yeah, show me your tattoo. And he puts his arms together like this. And he had a tattoo of the boy band One Direction.
Hey man, don't we all, man? Don't we all?
Don't lose your guitar in
Very.
Connecticut is the moral of this story, right?
You know what, man? They were the nicest, man.
Never
They were
heard that
like,
part of the story.
they were like, y'all go get a case of beer. You can drive in Connecticut. Like driver can't drink, but everybody else in the car can drink. No container laws, you know. They're like, y'all can get you a case of beer. They were the nicest. Don't drink and drive.
That's the way I like to live, baby.
Thank you, Officer
I
Schneider.
played a theater in Connecticut with Coco Taylor and Pontiff Perkins.
That's cool as shit, man.
And if I would have known that I could have drank,
You hired
Yeah.
a driver.
well, I had a driver.
Well,
Bob
shit, there you
Margolis.
go. There you go.
Chuck
Bob, point us towards the club.
Yeah, point us towards the club. Where's the drinks?
Hey man, the
It's
music
funny,
would have
the
just
funny
been
thing
just
about
as
that
beautiful,
story was
man.
Pontiff was like 91 years old around that time, and you know I was playing bass that night, and he got introduced to me and everything, and bless his heart, he had gotten kind of senile, and so we were sitting outside, you know, me and Chuck and Pontiff and the sound man, and me and Pontiff looked over to the sound man. He said, all right, he said, tonight, he said, we're going to play Got My Mojo Working, Caledonia, and something else. He thought the sound man was me.
Oh, man.
You know.
What'd you say?
I didn't say he.
We're gonna play them all, baby. We're gonna play them all.
Do you want more in your monitor?
We're gonna play them all, baby.
It wasn't like that, you know. I tell you what it was like, man. I'm honest, man.
Good,
When
good,
you
yes.
sat across the stage from Pontiff Perkins, I mean, you can listen to this stuff on records, and you can watch it on videos and stuff, man, but to be around a cat like that on the stage playing that music with him, and knowing that cat, you know, he'd seen Robert Johnson and Tommy Johnson, Charlie Patton, all these guys. I mean, man, it
You've
really,
seen the real deal.
man, it puts you in the fire pit of the blues. I mean, I know that sounds hokey, maybe a
Oh,
little
no,
bit.
I know what you mean.
But it really did, man. It put you right there. You felt not so much put you in the fire, but you felt that what that music was about. You felt the vibe of that music, and man, it was so infectious, you know. And Pine told me, he said I got stabbed. I can't remember his left arm or right arm. I used to play guitar a little bit. So he got stabbed by a lady, stabbed him in one of his arms.
Me too.
And so he said, I can't carry the bass as well as I used to, an old man, you know.
Yeah.
He said, so just, you know, kind of stay deep on the bass, you know, everything
Wow.
like that.
Damn.
But yeah, so anyway.
That's wild. I'll go fucking around. That's
Man,
Hey, it's worth it sometimes.
Man, that's so how long was that? What year was that?
that was 2009. Coco Taylor came out, bless her heart, she was getting old too. She played the same song twice.
Man, you know what?
She had all her sons playing with her.
As long as it was a hit, that's all right.
She was a sweet lady though, man. Very kind. All those cats were very kind. I met Hubert Summer and played with him a couple times. Got to ride in the car with him up and down the road, you know, and hear a lot of stories, funny stuff. But what a kind. He was all these cats, man. You know, I mean, these are cats that I had idolized since I was 12 years old and was checking out their records at the Iredell County Public Library. And Hubert, man, he was just.
I didn't know they had
Anybody,
one.
and there was thousands of people that got to play with him. You know, I'm just one of many. But he was so kind to everybody that he came across. And I remember the first time I got to meet him, I was so nervous. I mean, this was a guy that I almost got hit by a car when I was 12 years old, crossing the street, looking at the back of a Howlin' Wolf record, looking at Hubert Summer
Yeah.
playing this Italian guitar
Did
that
you tell
got
him that?
stolen.
No, I didn't tell him that.
But whoa.
At least it wasn't beer. At least it wasn't beer.
Hold on, man.
My dog.
So you're from Charlotte. Doesn't have steps.
We're still live.
Are we still live?
Yeah.
Still alive, though.
We're still live.
Ricky Dickerman.
Hey, Hardwood 2020. We're still counting votes,
God
baby.
almighty.
We're still counting votes.
Ricky, you gotta go.
I'm here.
Go, Ricky.
I'm here.
Down.
Go lay down,
I'm
Ricky.
sorry.
All right, let's play another song. Enough all this kibber jabber here.
Hold on, let me fix this.
Hold on. Tony P still.
Everybody okay?
Hardwood 2020. Hey, we gotta recount these things. Let's recount them all. I just gotta explain it to
I feel
everyone.
like we're living a story.
I gotta explain.
All right.
It's the Friday night gamble. You never know what happens. This is what the show's all about.
Are you
never
the
know what
guitar player in
happens.
AC/DC?
Hold on, I gotta refocus on you guys now. Give me a second. My thing's all on level. My tripod.
Tony P's worst nightmare.
I told you this was gonna happen one day.
Solid.
I asked you to move up just a little
Yes,
bit.
and I moved and I
Yeah, then you-
stumbled into that. I was fine where I was.
You know, that's what the show's all about. You know, you take a roll the dice. You never know what they.
You okay?
Live in color, man.
We're live.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Oh, okay.
Dickerman,
Yeah,
are you
yeah,
all right?
everything's good. Everything's
You're
good.
not gonna sue us, are you?
He might.
This is the whole thing fake
Did he sign a
news.
contract for
Buddy
it?
Hardwood
He's
2020.
supposedly a lawyer.
Hardwood
He's supposedly a
2020.
lawyer.
Oh shit! You don't want to mess with a lawyer.
Hardwood
But
2020.
anyway, Hubert. Back to Hubert. Hubert was a nice guy. I didn't know what to say to him the first time I met him. He had a Stratocaster. I just went, "Hey man, I love your Stratocaster." You know, he said, "What, play it?"
Yeah.
You know.
Man, I've had a chance to talk to a couple dudes like that, and it's just like, what do I say to this guy? Like, I saw Billy Gibbons twice, 2 weeks in a row, and both times I wanted so bad to just be like, man, fucking thank you for being a badass, you know? And both times I was just like, I don't know what to fucking say to Billy
He
Gibbons.
seems to be like a probably a pretty approachable
I
guy.
think he would be. You know, I was just like, I didn't want to be like,
But yeah,
you're real good, man. I like
Yeah,
you.
what do you
know?
say?
Yeah.
What
What
do
do
you
I
say?
say?
What I had to.
Yeah. But apparently, so we used to try to go. I lived in Los Angeles for a couple of years, and he used
Did
to,
you really?
And he used to look. He used to. The whole band did actually.
So y'all moved out to L.A.
Yeah, we did for a couple of years. And
Seeking
spent all
fame and fortune.
Yeah, and we went to music school out there
They went to
briefly.
school.
Went to music school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, for about a year and a half.
Where'd you go?
Musicians Institute.
Really? The whole band went.
Yeah, so our bass player at the time went. Our bass player now has been playing this about 3 years, but he didn't go out there.
Very
But
interesting.
the rest of the band did, yeah. But he El Compadre was this Mexican restaurant right beside the Sam Ash music store in Hollywood, and he apparently would cook there on certain days. He would just call him up and be like, "I want to cook here today." And he's Billy Gibbons, so what the hell do you say? And so we would try to go to El Compadre, and we never ran into him, unfortunately. I always wanted to eat a burrito cooked by Billy Gibbons, you know.
Wow.
That would, yeah.
That'd be a highlight.
Yeah, you were talking about Pontiff Perkins earlier, man. I was young, and we got to play with Leon Russell once,
Really?
but I was too young to really appreciate him fully. You know, I watched it, but like in the years after, I discovered Mad Dogs and Englishmen and all those
Yeah,
other Shelter Record
right,
stuff.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and it was like I was so disappointed in myself for not bugging the shit out of him and
Right.
asking a million questions.
Right.
You know. Because that's when I feel like that's some shit that means a lot to me.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I would have asked him some questions, but at the time I was just not
Well,
even aware. You know, it wasn't an influence on me yet. I guess
Things
it's
happen for a reason, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
it's you know, it's.
But it's cool. You got to hang out and do the thing with those guys. Man.
Well, let's do the thing with that song, "All My Friends." I love that.
I gotta get tuned down for it. So
Okay. Just go ahead and do your thing. I'll switch over to this old dope, bro.
it's in some sort of I capo up, but it's in some sort of weird amalgamation of open C. I think.
All right.
CGCGCD.
So I hope that works.
There you go. Yeah, that'll work fine. I'm tuned. I capo up. So.
Well, folks, if you're out there watching, next week we got a guy that's coming on. His name is Peter May. Do y'all know him?
I don't think so.
Cool guy, man. Writes a lot of original songs, but man, he's also an expert at this whole Brian Boy Fuller kind of Piedmont
man,
blues
that's
kind of
killer.
stuff. So, yeah, man. I just thought of him because he used to play old dobro like this. But, yeah, I guess guess he still maybe does. Showbuzz going nuts.
I know he is going
I don't know
nuts.
if he's attacked. He
He
may
goes
have
to
laid.
ruckus upstairs.
Well, you know, he works hard on this production set too,
Well, he
so he might have. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
He may have laid Dickerman out.
They're scrapping it a little bit.
They might be.
He'll lay
I mean, he works hard, you know, up here too. So
it's part of his project.
You know,
Okay.
Deep. So, yeah.
All my friends.
Yeah, so there we go. Yeah. So I wrote this song for our last album. I wrote it behind the bar in our hometown.
Really?
I'm not
In
gonna,
Graham?
I'm not going to disclose the bar names. All names
I think I
will
know where it
change to
is.
protect
I think I know
us.
where the bar is. I think I played there a couple of times.
Yeah, well, you know. But yeah, man. Yeah, this is called All My Friends. This one's, you know, this one's kind of in the blues vein.
Yeah, man. I got you.
All my friends moved on to cocaine. All my friends moved on to cocaine. Keep that stuff away from me, my addictive personality. All my friends have moved on to cocaine. Most days I just sit there getting high. Most days I just sit there getting high. Just staring at the walls, watching the world just pass me by. Most days I just sit there getting high. I don't dare smoke no cigarettes. I don't dare smoke no cigarettes. Unless they are left-handed, then roll on up, goddammit. I don't ever smoke no cigarettes. Now and then I like to take a drink. Now and then I like to take a drink. 2 or 3's enough for me, or I start acting stupidly, and that is why I hardly ever drink. All my friends say. Markets down, fields have all gone dry. Markets down, fields have all gone dry. So world will tickets told on the road that rock and roll. Markets down and the gigs have all gone dry. So I might go and rob me of a bank. I might go and rob me of a bank. Baby needs some dough and I ain't got a dime to show. I might go and rob me of a bank. All my friends got money for cocaine. All my friends got money for cocaine. Talking off my stuff, they can't seem to get enough. All my friends got money for cocaine.
Yeah.
woo,
Yeah, man.
awesome.
Thank you. That was fantastic, man. That's a great song. So your friends are doing cocaine, they're drinking liquor.
Yep.
Which one of these guys is doing crocodile?
Man, you know,
The part two, that's got to be the guy that's doing the crowd.
That's right. Yeah, the guy that's taking the trips down south and doing the what's it, not ayahuasca, but whatever they call it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Ayahuasca. Yeah.
There's some crazy stuff out there.
You never know these days, man.
I want to do some
How
ayahuasca.
can people find you online or?
So I'm on Facebook, Mason Keck, Instagram, Mason Keck. The band is Jive Mother Mary, jivemothermary.com, facebook.com/jivemothermary, Instagram, any of your social medias, all the music streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Google, Amazon, all that stuff. It's Jive Mother Mary.
Cool.
You know.
Fantastic band, y'all. Fantastic guitar player, fantastic singer, fantastic singer.
Heavy hitter.
Thank you for
Thank you.
coming.
That's
on
my
the show.
dog.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Drew, thank you for being back. Talk about a little bit before we go. Let him know about this new album that you've got going with Jive Mother Mary, backing you up, right?
Yeah, it'll be out in the next couple weeks or so. I ain't
Oh,
picked-
so it's
I ain't
that
picked
soon?
a day.
That's coming out soon.
I'm just gonna drop it
Surprising.
on.
Just
Hot
bam.
damn, bud.
Yeah.
Damn, boy, this
Yeah.
thing's about to goddamn hatch.
So yeah,
That's right.
we recorded
Alright.
7 songs at Pentablet Studios in Nashville. So did Drew.
Yep.
And yeah, so new music coming at you. All
Well, it looks like
It's
Showbud's
that new
on.
news.
Is that Showbud? Come here, baby. Come on, Shuggy.
He's going straight to Drew.
He's going to He used to come right up. Boy, he used to come right up. Snatch him up, Drew. See if you can pick him up.
Oh, no.
Just
like, no,
give
yeah.
him
Yeah.
Y'all,
Straight to
if you
Brittany.
have not checked out Cooking with Butch, I seriously suggest you check it out.
Cooking and butchering.
Woo.
Cooking and Butch. Sorry, Cooking and Butch.
So have you tried any of his recipes yet?
I haven't.
Okay.
But hey, they're sure to be a hit. Check them out, y'all. They're late night munchy food is what I call them.
Yeah.
Late night munchy food. But yeah, check it
It
out.
was
Cooking and
interesting.
Butch, and we got the link down there in the description of the video. Got the link to my new music video for Sugar. Also the link to buy Burnout Soul. Share this things. Go check out Jive Mother Mary. Go buy their new single. Go buy their new albums. Their albums they put out back when. We can all use your help as far as that stuff goes because, you know, they got us shut down. We can't play. And I'm going to get that little devil. Come here. Oh, I'm not going to get the little devil. Join us next week, folks, for Peter May to be with us on the Friday Night Gamble. Till then, don't be fooled by imitators, Ray. Fear what?
The originators.
Over and out. Have a fantastic weekend.
Right.
Thank you.